When it comes to devices that are all about note-taking, these two have it made. They don't have any background processes, they don't have anything getting in the way with APKs and Facebook and alerts and, hey, you've just had 20,000 gold coins stolen from you in Pirate Kings. These guys are all about note-taking, but first let's look at the Styluses. The Remarkable Stylus actually doesn't live up to its name. It's not very remarkable at all. It is using a graphite tip that does wear down extremely fast, probably faster than any other tip we've ever used. Because of this, they actually include 8 to 12 additional tips with purchase. There's even one in the chamber here of the back, but because they've done that, they actually eliminated any sort of erasing or secondary or tertiary buttons. Now they did have a slight answer for the quality of the pen, and that is this one, the marker signature. This one has even more nibs and they're hidden. So if you twist off the back, there's 3 nibs in the chamber of the back of this one, and this one gives you a bunch of additional nibs in the box as well. The lapel clip is very nice. It is made out of metal, the whole thing is. Now it has a little press thingy, and you'd think the nib pops in and out, but it doesn't. And you'd think it acts as an eraser, but it doesn't. It's there for thinking purposes, and that was kind of a miss on their part because this thing is not cheap. It's $99.99 for this pen, and didn't really have that much of a functionality jump over the stock Remarkable pen. In terms of functionality, the Supernote pens are no better. They don't have any sort of eraser capabilities at all, but they look nicer. This looks like a professional pen. It even has a cap that you can take off and twist around. It even looks like, well, like an ink pen, like a gel pen. And you can take it off to get that super realistic feel. And it has kind of like an ink refill canister that you can actually purchase if your nib is wearing down, which it really doesn't because it is plastic. That coinciding with the rubber screen protector, you get a great writing feel with none of the wear and tear. It's a perfect system. And you have a little bit of a spring dampening there, and they do sell these, and we sell these if you need replacing on any of your parts. But it's really cool how they give you the capability of opening this up like an actual pen. Now they did have an answer for a luxury line of pens just like the Remarkable did, and that is the Heart of Metal, and we only chose one color because they have 10 different colors. This thing is made out of pure metal all the way down to the tip, the bottom, the casing, and the lapel clip, which has a nice tension on it. It looks and feels like a real pen. The only part that's plastic is this textured part for you to hold on to while you write. The pen ink refill canister looking thing is the exact same as the stock Supernote pen, except they put a rubber damper here, and that prevents it from shifting around inside the canister as you are writing. But they look and feel great. But again, Remarkable or Supernote, no eraser on the pens itself. We'll touch briefly on the home screen. You have My Files, Notebooks, Documents, eBooks, and Bookmarks. And on the Supernote, you don't have a home screen. You have this cool slider bar thing. Recent Documents, Notes, Summary, Email, Calendar, Smart Writing, and they are all customizable. You can add or remove anything you want there. If you swipe the top down, you do get a home menu there, and the Remarkable has one as well with some different things: Wi-Fi, about, statement, all that kind of stuff. There is a note that you actually can't drag and drop files to the Remarkable without setting up and registering your device, whereas the Supernote, you plug it in and you just start sideloading content. So it is a lot more user-friendly than the Remarkable. It's also using USB-C because it's a much newer device. Remarkable is still using micro USB. So we're just going to jump into notes because that is what you are buying these for. We're going to use both of the stock pens on these. We're not going to use the luxury line just to kind of keep things fair. So you have the pencil, or I guess the ink pen. The pencil pen looks kind of grainy. And you have... this is really cool. You can actually go on the side, and only the Remarkable does this. So it's very thin there, but it actually gets thicker the more you angle the pen, and no other device does this, and no one has anything on Remarkable in terms of this. This is absolutely fantastic, and it's so fun to do. I could color this whole page. Not only does it have the angle, it has the pressure sensitivity with the angle. It's phenomenal. It really, really is. The ink pen has different levels of different thicknesses. They all have their different marker tips, and they have some colors. They have 3 colors, white, gray, and black. Now, there's no eraser functionality, so we're going to have to use the eraser here. You can do range selection erase. You can erase like that, or you can just erase all and kind of be done with it. We're just going to draw our little box here, and we're going to use the selector tool. Selector tool is very nice. You can select that, you can move it around, you can expand it, you can rotate it, and you can stamp it like that, and it should copy like so. So that's all very nice. It's all very customizable. Now here is something that the Remarkable does, again, that no other device on the market does. And this is a very, very useful thing. Layers. So if you create a new layer, see I'm on layer 2 now, I can grab my little chisel pencil and I can color all this in, color way over it. And then I can get my highlighter and color over that, and you might think, oh man, I made a mistake. Well, I'm just going to delete some stuff. If you delete on the second layer, it does not affect the first layer. Your first layer of those 2 boxes are actually remained untouched, and you can keep creating more and more layers as you want. This is Photoshop level stuff here, because the Onyx Max 3, which recently came out, it has the ability to insert pictures and clip art and all that stuff, and they don't even have that. That is really cool. This is a very, very nice note-taking device. The feel of it is not bad. You do have a little bit of torque on it. There is some graininess on the screen, which is nice. It's not as grainy or high grit as, say, the Sony, and it does give you an alright writing feel, but I will tell you the nibs wear down very, very quickly, which is why they give you an entire canister of replacements for these things, because they wear down pretty quick. What else do we have here? We can click here and go to templates. Another thing the Remarkable does that no one else has is this absolute overkill of backgrounds. I can't even count how many they have. It's just this endless list of backgrounds that there's so many it needs to load. Storyboards, college, legal, this weird perspective diamond thing, this hallway portal so you can do drafting and stuff like that. This thing is really close to an on-the-go Photoshop level editor that is running e-ink with a Wacom layer. It is very nice. Now I will touch on something earlier. It doesn't have an eraser function, so we'll use the Max 3 to see if the eraser works on the screen, and it actually doesn't. The eraser just does more drawing. Whether you use the nib or the eraser, quote unquote, it doesn't actually erase, so the device isn't set up to do so. Because of the rubber screen protector on the screen, Supernote was able to get away with not using graphite nibs, and they use plastic nibs that don't actually wear down but give you a better writing feel, so it's actually a really nice, ingenious combination. You have the pencil that doesn't have any pressure sensitivity, you have the ink pen that gives you those 4,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, so you can do nice hairlines, thick lines, etc. You do have a highlighter as well, which will save till a little bit of a side-by-side and show off the colors of these devices. Now, unlike the Remarkable, you do have eraser. You both have eraser in that regard, but we'll use that same Onyx Max 3 pen and flip it over to the eraser side. You can see that the Supernote device inherently has the eraser function on it. And yes, the Max pen does work on the device as well, but it doesn't actually have anything on the stock pen, but it is set up for it. So it's set up for them to make new accessories and digital stationery for the future. You each have, whether you choose pressure sensitivity or not, you have your ink levels, and you have back, and you do have a selector tool as well. So we're going to go ahead and delete everything there. And the thing about the Supernote, if there's ever too much staining on the screen, they have this little patented swiper on the side. So if you swipe down, it brings up your menu, or if you swipe up, you actually get a refresh. And you can do that as many times as you want in anything, ebook, PDF, note-taking menu, doesn't matter. You can actually hide your palette on the side too, and that's really cool because it gives you more screen real estate. So we're going to make that same beautiful box like that, and we're going to use the selector tool. Right now, this is all they have, is stamp, and away you go. That's very limiting compared to the Remarkable. If you put these side by side, the amount of features that the Remarkable has is indeed its name. It is remarkable. They have a lot of different features. The Supernote is very bare bones right now as of September 2019. They very easily may issue a software update that gives you some little anchors here, but right now they don't have anything like that, so it's very limiting. You have search. If it is a PDF, you'll actually get the ability to search for text. You have share. You have some backgrounds right here. They don't have as many as Remarkable. Nobody does, but they actually have more than other companies. So you have line, note, meeting notes, Cornell, 4-wire, small square. I do like that little perspective thing that Remarkable had. That was nice. And you have quick access as well. Quick access is a really cool thing because you can actually add anything to quick access. A page of a book, an image in a PDF, a specific page of a note, and down here, right there it is. There it is right there. You can click on that and it goes directly to this note so you can bounce back and forth. That's all very nice, and you do have the ability to add and delete pages as you see fit. That's about the thickest line we can get on the Remarkable. They only have 2 colors. The Supernote has 3, but the Remarkable technically does have white as well, so if you wanted to do some detail work, they do have that. The Supernote, you'll have to get away with that by going to the eraser and a thinner nib, and then you can do the same thing. So they both have the same thing, it's just the Remarkable lacks a color. This isn't a big thing, but it bears mentioning. The Remarkable can expand its screen to the very corner, but you always have that little the expand button, the collapse and expand. You can't get rid of that, and you can write all the way up to it, so it's not the biggest deal. I'm on white, so you can't see it, but it does go all the way there. The Supernote has a solution for that. It's called privacy mode. If you double tap on the screen, you get absolute corner to corner uninterrupted. Now, it's all relative because then you get the 16 out of 16 and next at the bottom, so it's kind of like, well, you know, it is nice that it gives you most of the screen, but no single tap will bring it back. You actually have to double tap, which is really cool. But you know, it's just a little thing that we notice is that they both have their shortcomings with something always on the screen. The Remarkable is a little bit older. The bezel is bigger and you can't actually plug it into your computer and use it to drag and drop files. It's also lacking a color and a little bit less of a writing feel, but when it comes to features, you cannot beat the Remarkable. It has so many features, and the addition of layers and that chiseled sideways graphite pencil is absolutely amazing. If you pair that with the Remarkable signature marker pen, it just gets even better. The Supernote is lacking in features pretty drastically, and they do need some software updates to get up to par, but it does have that amazing combination of pen longevity and one of the best writing feel on the market because they went with a rubber screen protector that is totally patented to their design. This device is also more flexible. You can make quick access, you can drag and drop files onto the device itself, you don't need device registration, it is newer and it's running USB-C. So there is some pros and cons to both of them. You can't go wrong with either one though. For a comparison between the Supernote and the Remarkable, this is Peter.